Hello, my name is Dr. Jitka Vseteckova, and I'm Senior Lecturer in Health and Social Care in the Faculty of Wellbeing, Education and Language Studies at the Open University. As part of the Aging Well series of mini lectures, we're exploring how important it is over our lifespan to maintain a well-balanced nutrition, hydration, as well as regular physical, cognitive and social activities in the older age. We explore how using this knowledge might help you learn, facilitate self-management, and delay the aging processes for as long as we can. As we know, we start aging the moment we are born. It demonstrates more significantly when we reach a certain age, the usual benchmark being 65 plus, but our aging starts much sooner, and the way aging demonstrates when we are over 65 depends a lot on decisions we have been making over our lifespan. Having said that, it is never too late to start looking after our health. Today, we will focus on hydration. Aging brings about changes in metabolic rate, muscles, brain, liver, kidney, and overall mobility. All these changes are affected by how well we do on a daily basis in terms of hydration. Also, our daily hydration, the amount of water liquids we drink every day, will affect further changes and how fast these age-related changes I mentioned above will happen. The metabolic rate, liver, kidney function, muscle function, nervous system, and overall feeling of well-being and mobility. When we don't drink enough, metabolic rate decreases, slowing further down metabolic processes in our body, how fast we process not just food, alcohol, but mainly any drugs or medication we take. Our already aging liver and kidneys suffer from insufficient hydration. Processing drugs, medication is slowed down. And we're more likely to suffer negative side effects of drugs we're taking, and we risk that the drugs we're taking will have a further cumulative side effect in our body. This is closely linked to how drugs are moving through our body. We need to be concerned about how we can eliminate any meds from the system quickly, as accumulation of drugs leads to many negative side effects, some of which may also affect the way our brain works. Dehydration also changes how the drugs take effect. Aging changes result in different responses to the same amount of the same drugs we have been taking over our lifespan. Drugs take longer to act and longer to clear out, and this is in a relatively hydrated body, so further dehydration makes all metabolic processes just much slower, prolonging the negative effects of the drug. This negatively influences our muscle function, neural system functions, increasing our sedation. We may feel confused. Our memory won't work very well. We feel weaker, dizzier, wobblier, and have also high risk of falls, fall-related injuries, which is one of the main consequences here, is immobility and loss of independence in our lives. Dehydration long-term can cause memory loss and other symptoms mimicking early signs of dementia or Alzheimer's disease. When drinking plenty, these are usually reversible. When we are well hydrated, it helps our metabolism to work optimally. Coffee, tea, alcohol can overstimulate the bladder and have a diuretic effect, so go easy on those. For each cup of coffee or tea or alcohol, you may want to have a glass of water. Staying hydrated is good and very necessary for our physical, cognitive, emotional, and mental health and well-being. What can you then do better? Keep well hydrated throughout your day. Water, milk, tea all count. Enjoyable and varied food with plenty of fruit and vegetables, enough fiber, reducing salt intake is really important and will help us keep an eye on having enough vitamins in our diet too. The government and the NHS recommend the Eat Well guide that we drink plenty of fluids, equivalent to 6 to 8 glasses of fluid a day, or 1.5 to 2 liters. The fluids we drink can include water, low-fat milk, sugar-free drinks like tea and coffee. Being thirsty is our body's natural way of saying we need a drink. Doctors call this drinking to thirst. Everyone should drink to thirst, unless we're advised differently or specifically restricted by our doctor to what we can drink. This can be the case if we have conditions linked to our heart, kidney, or liver. For example, it's important that if we have a condition like heart failure, we just drink to thirst and don't drink excessively. Some people with heart failure may have fluid restriction that is usually around 1.5 liters a day. But this can vary from individual to individual. So if you're not sure, check with your GP before changing amount you drink. It's normal to sometimes feel thirsty, and we may need to drink more fluids, especially if the weather's hot, we're exercising, or not feeling very well. However, it is not normal to constantly feel thirsty. So if you find that you're feeling more thirsty than normal and drinking doesn't quench your thirst, please see your GP to check this out. Make sure you get enough sleep. Discuss with your GP if you need all the medication you're taking. Stop smoking and go easy on alcohol. Maybe avoid it completely if possible, especially if you're taking medication on a regular basis. Our thirst mechanism can change as we get older, and if you know that you have become less thirsty, it is important to more closely monitor how much you drink every day to ensure you're keeping hydrated. Staying hydrated is good and very necessary for our physical, cognitive, and mental health and well-being. As we grow older, we may also forget to drink, and our feeling of thirst decreases with increasing age. So please let others remind you to drink and have a measure of what you drank so far throughout the day. Here's to your good health, and thank you for watching.